Passive income. You hear that phrase everywhere, right? It's this super seductive idea that promises a life of freedom, of flexibility. But, beyond all the hype, what does it really take to build these income streams in 2025? Okay, let's actually demystify this and build a real, actionable blueprint together.
I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? Seriously. With living costs going up and up, the idea of your money working for you, instead of you always working for it, has never been more appealing. And it's not just a dream. Turns out nearly 1 in 5 U.S. households are already doing it. This is all about getting your time back and cutting down on that financial stress.
So, first things first, let's get the absolute core concept down. Active income is what most of us know inside and out. You work an hour, you get paid for that hour. Simple trade. But passive income, it totally flips that script. You put in the work up front to build some kind of asset, maybe it's a book, an investment portfolio, or a little business, and that asset then keeps generating money with way less ongoing effort. That's the whole game right there.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with a quick, honest reality check. Then, we'll dive into 3 totally distinct pathways: using your money, using your creativity, and building a system. And at the end, we'll figure out what your best starting point is. All right, before we jump into all the cool ideas, we got to talk about what this isn't. I mean, you see all those get-rich-quick in 30 days videos online, but the truth, well, it's a little more grounded than that.
And here is the single most important thing to get. Passive does not mean zero effort. It's not some magic trick. Think of it as front-loaded effort. You either invest a good chunk of money, a huge amount of your time, or a really specialized skill to create something that then pays you back over and over. The work comes first.
So let's just tear through a few of these common myths real quick. Are you going to get rich overnight? Probably not. This is a long game. Is it completely hands-free? Nope. Even the best systems need a little checkup now and then. Do you need to be some Wall Street expert? Absolutely not. Being curious is way more important. And is it always reliable? Not always, which is exactly why it's smart to have a few different things going.
So let's reframe the goal here. We're not looking for some magic button that just prints money. We're talking about strategically, intelligently building assets and systems that go to work for you. So how do we actually do that?
Well, it pretty much boils down to 3 main approaches, and it all depends on what you have to invest right now. You can invest your capital, you can invest your time and your creativity, or you can invest in building automated business systems.
Let's kick things off with pathway number 1, putting your money to work. This one is for anybody who has a little bit of capital saved up, even a small amount, and wants to get it busy generating returns. So this table breaks down some of the classic options. You've got your dividend stocks, which can give you pretty solid returns, but you have to be okay with the market's ups and downs. Then you've got bonds, which are way safer, but the returns are a bit lower. And then you've got some newer options like peer-to-peer lending, where you're kind of like the bank, or REITs, which let you own a tiny piece of big real estate projects without buying a whole building. You see the pattern here, right? It's a simple trade-off. The higher the potential return, the higher the risk you've got to be willing to take. Okay, but what if you're thinking, I don't have a bunch of cash to invest right now? Well, that brings us right to pathway number 2. This is all about investing your time, your skills, and your creativity to build digital things that you can sell over and over and over again.
And believe me, the opportunity here is just massive. I mean, just look at the e-learning industry. It has exploded by 900% since the year 2000. People are absolutely hungry for knowledge. So if you've got something to teach, you've got a market waiting for you. And this is a perfect example of what we're talking about. A digital product doesn't have to be some super complicated piece of software. It could literally be a set of PowerPoint templates for busy professionals, or a simple PDF planner you sell on Etsy, or something really niche and cool like a soil recipe book for new gardeners. At the end of the day, you're selling a solution to someone's problem.
So let's look at how these stack up. Digital products, a fantastic place to start. The effort is pretty low, but the potential upside is huge. Online courses are a bigger time investment for sure, but they establish you as an expert. Then there's affiliate marketing, which is perfect if you already love talking about and recommending products you use. You notice the theme here, right? For all 3 of these, success really comes down to one thing: building an audience that trusts you.
And if you do build that audience, whoa, the potential is just staggering. Now look, these numbers are for the absolute tippy-top creators in 2023, so we're talking about the best of the best. But it shows you the incredible economic power of these platforms. And you see YouTube way out in front? That just shows how valuable a great video strategy could be.
And the starting line is actually clearer than you might think.
To start making money from ads on YouTube, you just have to hit a specific target: 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time over a year. It's a real, concrete goal you can actually work towards.
All right, on to our final pathway. This one shifts gears a bit from creating content to actually building automated businesses. The goal here is to create a system that pretty much runs itself without you having to be there every single day.
So what does a system-based business even look like? Well, a vending machine is a great physical example. You stick it in a high-traffic spot, and boom, it's a little cash machine that just needs a restock once a week. An Airbnb can bring in huge returns, but it definitely needs more management, or you hire someone to do it. And then there's a dropshipping store where you sell stuff online without ever touching the inventory. That has a super low startup cost, which means your main job becomes marketing. Each one offers a different mix of upfront costs versus how much time you got to spend on it later.
Okay, so we've gone through the three main pathways: investing your money, creating digital products, and building systems. So now for the million-dollar question, where do you begin?
Here's a super simple three-step plan. First, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. What do you really have to work with right now? Is it a couple $1,000s in savings? Is it maybe 10 hours a week of free time? Or is it that you're an absolute whiz at a specific skill? Step 2, pick the pathway that best fits those resources. And number 3, and this is so important, start small. Don't try to launch 10 things at once. Pick one idea, test it out, and see if it has legs before you go all in.
Because ultimately, every single path to passive income starts with this one choice. It's the big trade-off. You either invest your capital or you invest your time. The real question isn't if you should start building a freer future, but how. So, what's your first investment going to be?